So now what we need to do is pull it loose, put our anti-seize on, tighten it back up.
Hello! Another day in the hole. So, we've got the brand new radial wheel drive. Well, Dad got it installed. And now we're just hooking up the cables that run from the idler sheaves there back to the radial wheel drive. And so these cables, they hook up with this. So, yeah, cables go around that little thimble, and then this part bolts through that hole right there. So when you turn the outside steering, it turns the radial wheel drive. And so this is basically the final step to have outside steering. That's pretty cool. So yeah, and then we just do the same thing on both sides. Yeah, and then steering inside and outside. Woohoo! So we've got anti-seize everywhere we can on all the bolts. Anti-seize where the aluminum radial wheel drive meets the stainless steel rudder post. So we're in the home stretch on this one. We'll send another update as we get them. Boat work. So check this out. We have our wheel on, and when we turn the wheel to the right, we would expect the inside steering wheel to do the same thing. So, but they don't. They go in opposite directions, and that's not what we want. Let's look at that again. So now we're going to the left out here. We're gonna go this way, but watch the one in there. It'll go to the right. So what that means is, by the way, there's a 50-50 chance we came out on the wrong side of that 50. So what that means is the cables that come down here and then are routed back to our radial wheel drive here, we have to flip-flop them. So they go through that idler assembly and then they go back to the radial wheel drive. So we just have to move it over one to the other side. But in order to do that, we do have to do a little bit of disassembly here on the binnacle. Yeah, and that was this was final install too. Like I had it all butylled, I have it all nice and final together, but now I know it, that we'll try to save that work, but it'll be all right. We're gonna be okay. All right, well, let's get going on that. And yeah, boat work. You fix one thing, you gotta change another. That's the way it goes. Hello, hello, hello. Backboard Yara, a rainy March day. Should have really came here yesterday. It was beautiful, but now it's raining. Anyway, the good news is, check this out. So Devin's dad, David, has hooked up our transmission and our throttle. So both of these work. Neutral, forward, reverse, and then high throttle, low throttle. So when I move these, you'll see them move out here. Watch this. Might be a little hard to tell, but reverse, neutral, forward. And then over here on this side, yeah, you can't really see that one move. But anyway, they move. So yay, that's great. And of course, watch this. When we move this, the wheel out there moves too. We can steer the boat from inside and outside and drive the boat from inside and outside. So that's amazing. So now check this out. So the old transmission and throttle control cables were routed through here. on this board. And they came back along the port side of the boat here. We've since changed that to a better position. So now the cables come down from up there where we've got them hooked up there, and they come down and they go down here. I don't know if you can really see. So see those two black things? Those are our new cables. So they come off of the controls and they go down here, through here, and then over, and then they run back to the engine right there. Whereas before, they would come down here, go that way, go along the side of the hull, and then curve back to the engine. So there was one curve, two curve, three curve before it hit the engine. Now it is one curve, two curve before it hit the engine. So two curves is better than three curves when we're talking about this stuff, because how it works is the cable on the inside moves when you pull on it. And so the more curves you have, the more friction it introduces to the system, and makes it harder to pull. And then it wears them out more because you have more friction. So what we're gonna do today is unhook, well, right now, I'm gonna unhook the old stuff. So someone a while ago, whatever, spliced a cable here. Maybe they didn't have a long enough one, so they put two together on that board. So now we just have one solid line that goes back. So we'll just unhook that and make the boat a little bit better today. We'll give you an update. All right, so we are starting to pull this apart, and those clamp down there, and this one over here is really rusty. We're not going to get that off, so we get to do fun cutting things with our just a little wheel on our rotary tool. And then this one also has to come out, but we are just going to cut it in half here, so that way we can pull out some this way and then pull out that stuff that way, and that way we don't have to pull out the whole cable. We'll just pull it, fighting with half of it. So yeah, a little bit fun to start the day. So let's just start with getting these apart first. Gosh, that's fun. You gotta love the right tool for the job too. Pretty neat little rotary tool. Just comes so in handy for various different things. Okay, so now we can get this old crusty mounting board out of here. So that's why we had to cut it. Look at those bolts. No way we were gonna get that off. These ones weren't so bad. But clearly not 3/16 stainless steel. So now, these two are joined by this interesting contraption here. So this one's kind of screwed in and threaded in here, and this one's screwed in and threaded in here. Yeah, interesting. We'll have to get that apart, and then that'll give us 2 halves for that piece. I'll work on that and see. There's no cool sparks to film or watch, so I'll just crank on it with a couple of wrenches. We'll be right back. So, that guy was right there. So, just a bronze or brass, yeah, maybe bronze. Pretty nice little nut. I'll hang on to that. But that was holding those two together. So now we'll get this off, cut this in half, and more sparks. Sparks. All right, so I'm gonna be cutting right there. But what's this? A big giant electrical cable, electrical cable, electrical cable. So we're gonna try to not cut those. Woohoo! Cool. So now this one's gonna go that way. This one's gonna go that way. But you know what I'm thinking? It's so easy to cut those. When we pull this one out, this piece here, it's a lot bigger than our cable itself. So I'm just gonna cut that too. Because otherwise, when we pull it out this way, this thing's gonna get stuck on stuff. Let's just nip it off. Sweet. Remember to wear your ear protection, eye protection. All right, now we can thread those out of there, and yeah, we'll get this area a little more tidied up. So that one, those two will go that way, and these two will go that way. They'll be out of here and in the trash. You know how you can tell you're making progress on your boat projects? You're taking stuff to the recycling and the trash. Because the stuff that you buy to replace the old stuff comes in boxes. Now here we are recycling those boxes, because what came in that box is now installed on the boat, and that's a really, really, really good feeling. Okay, man, walking up the ramp took the breath out of me. I gotta get back in shape. All right, let's break these boxes down and hopefully I can survive that. Probably will get out of breath.